G'day everybody. I thought this would be the perfect time to talk about countries' ally system, right? As here in Australia and our politicians love to use that we don't need a big army or much protection. We just need allies, right? It all sounds good in theory and paper, I guess. But in real life, it's a different story. Because when it comes to allies, when you have an ally, that's like having a friend, a partnership. It doesn't guarantee anything. Just like in those things. Where there's loopholes, you could say, there's section of the contracts where they say, well, if we're too down ourselves and we can't work ourselves and we can't supply this, as we've heard some Australian politicians talk about Australians able to supply some ships to another country when we can't even help ourselves. We can't do it. They're things where they go, well, there's no ally now. Right? Or the ally might be, I can send you 2 tanks to your war. Right? Hope that helps. That's our whole big ally strategy. Just bad timing. See, I had cystic fibrosis, and if I need funding, I can go to Cystic Fibrosis Victoria, which I got to re-sign up to, as they've had different people through there, and they lose paperwork. And it's happened to me twice, so this will be the third time since I first started to have to join up to them. But when I did, they didn't really have funding for the things I needed to get done, right, at the timing, right? So they'd be like, oh, it's bad timing, we already just spent 100 grand on this kid or these 5 kids, and we're down on funding, you'll have to wait till we get some funding. And then a year or two go by, they got some funding 6 months later, but then 2 years or a year goes by, you rock up and they're like, oh, well, I'm on funding, sorry. Those 8 kids over there just took that money again. Right? And so you can call that bad luck. That's what has happened to me. I've never really got any decent funding from them. They gave me just a little every time than what they could have. Right? And that's what it's like with allies. So having leaders go, oh, we don't need all this because we've got allies, is a stupid thing. See, you actually need protection. And then if you want more protection, just in case, like a backup, so it's always good to have more. You have allies. You get it? If you have no protection, you just look up the allies. What happens there? I know people that did that. Right? Went up and stirred up shit because they thought they had mates to back their ass. Went and started shit and then realised they go get their mates, right? And going, well, I know I said this and that and this, but they attack me, and so they try to make some cockable story. But then they find out, even if they try to make the story that they got wronged, they find out their mates don't want to help them. They're too busy. They've got to go do this. Oh, sorry, not this time, mate. And then he goes and gets his ass kicked because he started something. Right? Maybe it was his allies then. This is what people really need to get serious about and get out of their illusions. People like to talk about illusions. And when you really think about it, and the way we're living, the whole world's in illusions. Hoping and praying that certain things don't happen, but when they happen, they just happen. Right? Now, when it comes to America helping Ukraine, they're an ally. Same thing as us. America goes, they're not going to do anything to you. Rah, rah, rah. They use words hoping that things don't happen. Right, that's the truth. The facade that most people live in is they hope things don't happen. Because when they do, we're just going to have to come up with some excuses. And we can't look bad and tell them why it happened, I guess. Right? But what happened in Ukraine now? They're getting attacked. So if they lose, right, and Americans give them all these things, and they're losing, what happens there? Do Americans meant to give them more stuff? And the Americans meant to hand over stuff for free. Because when the Americans give stuff, sometimes it's for free, little pro bono, and sometimes they've got to get some money. Well, I'll give some pro bono, I might get you to order some. Right? I'm hearing that you're going to order some, so I'm going to give you some pro bono now, as you already ordered all this other stuff that you're about to get. Right? It'll make you look good. I can even put it on the news. Right? But do you think if Ukraine starts losing, because that's why they say they give Ukraine stuff, but we give Ukraine stuff because they're helping out and they're our ally, and we want to give them the help themselves first. That's what they say first. Let me make it all sound good. No. But when they can't, what happens then, for real? Do they come up with the excuse with their nice timing and go, oh, we were going to help, but now we got this problem, this, and now we can use Section 17 says that we don't have to worry about that now. We have to defend for ourselves. Right? Ukraine will take a little bit of this enemy out and we'll have to deal with what's left. It says wait till the end if you have to fight. Things like that. It's pretty scary, eh? But it's the truth, people. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Let me know your opinion of things and allies and how it should roll, and what you think what I said is pretty close to the truth or it's not. Let me know. And when it comes to here in Australia, right, people, we're wide open. We're on that pray for God, hope nothing happens. Because if a country seriously wants us, like a big country, like say, we'll just go China, right? China wants us, or Russia, right? They can easily, unless another country is willing to fight them too, for us, like I was talking about when it comes to Ukraine, we could be a better buddy. They might not. It's just how it rolls too, right? Just ask England in World War II what happened there when they wanted America to help them. America didn't help them, just like I'm talking about. Have a look at history, right? And Germans were kicking the English butt and nearly took the English. They could have, and the Americans wouldn't have done nothing. Then the Americans might have afterwards, maybe afterwards, but the Americans might have come friends with them, with the Germans. And then what does that mean? You got rid of that friend and got a new friend. We see people do that all the time, don't we? No, don't be deceived. Right? And the only reason why the Americans stood in is because the Japs got a little bit trigger happy too and thought they want to get some action, right? And they started up the Americans, arced up the sleeping beasts, as they said, right? The Japs, when they look back in time and stories you hear about it now, they wish they never did it. But hey, they did it because they thought they would give it a go. Thought they'll do something quick and easy because the Americans weren't getting involved, right? But anyway, who says that's going to happen again? Right? Countries might go, shit, we've learnt from that. Maybe we'll see what happens this time. Like Russia attacking Ukraine and see if American really steps in. Right? They might just help a little bit like they did. Well, we'll supply our equipment. Right? They're making money off that. Most cases. Anyway, people, have a good one and see you later. Bye-bye.